because when you come in the morning, you're going to put the key in your pocket and you're going to say, I'm going to start my pre-trip inspection. You can lock the door too. Okay? You're just going to unhook the two sides so you're ready to pull the hood forward when you're ready to do it. Now I want you to use, you guys are not going to have your paper, you're going to have your phone. Okay? So I'm just going to go over this with you a little bit, what this means. All right? Your pre-trip inspection consists of internal and external inspections of the truck and trailer. You must be able to identify the parts of the vehicle and tell the examiner what you're looking for and inspecting. The pre-trip inspection consists of 3 tests total. All the components and systems that make up the vehicle, in-cab inspection, brake inspection, you will be required to pass all 3 parts of the pre-trip inspection before you proceed to the skills and road test. Each of the pre-trip tests are equivalent and make up the whole pre-trip test. The pre-trip, as listed here, is designed for ease of learning so that you will remember and be able to perform your test. Okay, here are some tips. You use the Z-scan method. Okay, start from the top, come across, and then come down. Okay, you're going to inspect in the top, down, left, right fashion. For wheels, inside and out, you won't miss a thing. Since all the components are attached to something, you're going to have to say they're properly mounted, secured. Inspect the condition, add broken, cracked, or damaged. And for lights, add lens intact. If the hose, belt, or wire, add cuts, cracks, or frays. No cuts, cracks, or frays. If it contains or carries fluid or air, add no leaks. So you must say no leaks with the things that go with no leaks. Okay, hoses, leaks like water leaks, anything like that. Okay. Example, hoses, reservoirs, air chambers. If plural, add none missing. If it has a cap, add cap on type. Okay? So, leaf springs, this is an example. Leaf springs are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and there's none missing. Airlines is properly mounted, secure, no cuts, cracks, or frays, no leaks. The pre-trip inspection is thorough and time-consuming because you're calling each item out. An actual inspection should only take a few minutes. The examiner will direct you to which section to inspect. If you realize you missed an item, notify the examiner, and you can go back to that section if you miss it. All right, so again, you're going to place your wheel chocks between the tractor drives. You're going to put the key in your pocket, lock the door, and you will now begin your pre-trip inspection. Okay, so I'm standing in front of the vehicle. Okay, you're looking to see if the truck is leaning from side to side, which would indicate a bad tire or a suspension problem or a load shift, anything like that. Now I like to mention on the ground, so mention that there's no leaks. Nothing's leaking on the ground. Okay? So now you're going to do your overhead lights. All right? See there's 3 ID and then you have 2 clearance. So 3 ID in the middle and 2 clearance. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. And the lens is intact and they're amber in color. So you're going to go down to your windshield. You're going to say that's properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and there's no illegal stickers. Okay? You're going to do your wiper blades and arms. And you're going to say they're properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, or loose. There's rubber on the blades and they're not dry rotted or missing. Okay? Your fender mirrors, don't grab these real hard because, believe it or not, they break real easily. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, is clean. Okay? You're going to say your headlights and road lights are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The lens is intact. It's clean and clear in color. So it's clean and clear in color. And also your turn signals and marker lights. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and lens is intact and amber in color. Okay? So you're coming right down. Your bumper is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's nothing loose. Coming across here, you got your license plate. It's properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. And the registration is up to date and legible. And we already said about the fluids on the ground. So I like to get that out of the way right away. So now we can pop the hood. head when you come around so you don't bang your head. All right, so we have our coolant reservoir, which is right here. It's properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no leaks. The cap is on tight. Levels between the add and full marks. Between the add and full marks. You're going to come down. You're going to follow the hoses and wires, okay? So you're going to follow the hoses and wires down. All right, so here's your hoses. All right, it's coming into your water pump. Which your water pump, and this one is, this is your, let me make sure on this one. Is that, yeah. Now this is different than the other one. Okay. Your alternator is.
Water pump is gonna come from here.
On the other side.
Water pump is right there in the front.
Oh yeah, that's what I was telling him. It's right in the front. Yeah, there's your water pump. Yep, it's properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. I'm used to the other trucks. And your belt, you're going to come right into your belt. You're going to test your no more than 3/4 inch play at the center. So you're going to actually push on it. Make sure that there's no more than 3/4 of play. Back to the other side. Because you have your windshield washer fluid. Reservoir. Okay, cap's on tight. It's not leaking. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Has fluid in it. All right, and then you're going to come back here to your exhaust. I mentioned your exhaust right away, so you don't forget it because it's on this side. There's no rust or soot, which would indicate looseness or leaking. Properly mounted, secured, and I lost my spot already because it's raining. Yeah, no leaking. Okay. Gonna come around here. You have your radiator right up here. Radiator, properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and no leaking. You're going to say your fan blades, all right, properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. All right, you guys got to wear gloves because you're going to get dirty. All right, and your alternator.
It's on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the other side.
Wait, my mistake. It's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your alternator there. Yeah. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No cuts, cracks, or frays, or arcing, belt driven. And you're going to mention the belt again, no more than 3/4. Which play at center. So you're going to mention your electric lines and tubing and your hoses. So you're going to check them for leaks. They're properly mounted, secured. No leaks. And losing my spot. Yeah, and no cuts, cracks, or frays, and no leaks. All right. You're going to do your oil dipstick. You're going to pull that out. You're going to put it back in. You're going to wipe it clean. And if you need to add it, you would add it in 1 gallon increments into the oil filler tube. Okay. Now, he has this written twice here. So the air compressor and the power steering reservoir are inside the frame. So you would point in that direction. On that truck, it's actually on the other side, and they're on top of each other. This one, it's inside the frame, properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. And then you would say that is gear driven. Okay. Your steering shaft, I keep getting myself all dirty. It's properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. You would turn it, make sure there's no more than 10 degrees. Let's see here. Steering, this writing is like huge. Steering gearbox. And your U-joints are properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No missing nuts or bolts. You have your pitman arm. You have your drag link. Control arm is right there. It's your drag link, control arm, and your tie rod is going through the middle there. It's underneath. Tie rod and tie rod ends are properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. And it's castle nuts and are present and secure. Cotter keys are present and secure. So these are called castle nuts and cotter keys. Okay. And there would be another set of them over in that area there too. Now you have your leaf spring. All right, it's properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, none missing or shifted. And then you have your U-bolts holding them on there. They're properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No missing nuts or bolts. You have your spring hanger shackle. Shackle is in the back, holding the leaf spring on. This is your leaf spring, and your spring bracket in the front. Mount bracket.
Hangers.
Shackle, bracket. Okay? It's right underneath here. Okay, so now we're going right into the braking system. So you have your brake air hoses, which are coming in to the brake chamber. Then you have your slack adjuster, which you would chock the wheels and release your brakes, and there should be no more than 1 inch of play on the push rod, which is right here. This is your slack adjuster. This is your push rod. So you're going to make sure there's no more than 1 inch of free play. Then you have your clevis pin and clip again. These are these things here. You're going to go right on the inside. You have your brake linings, so you're going to actually look inside there. You can see the brake linings in there. Okay. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and not less than 1/4 inch of lining present. Less than 1/4 inch of lining present, sorry. Brake drum, properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and no cracks longer than 1/2 inch of width in the friction area. So that would be the inside there.
Yeah.
And no visible oil or grease on the inside too. So you'll be looking for that. That would indicate a leaking wheel seal. All right, let's see. He has something in here for disc air brake system. I don't know if he's going to want you to say that too, but
Yeah, really.
I'm going to have to ask him that. Okay, so your wheel, your steer tire cannot be retreaded, repaired, or they have to be the same size, same type. The sidewall, there's no bulges, cuts, cracks, or frays. No bulges on the inside, cuts, cracks, or frays. The tread depth is a minimum of 4/32 on the front steer tires in all major grooves and even tread wear. Okay, so you come to the front. You're going to make sure that your valve stem is present. It's not broken, cracked, or damaged. The cap's on tight. This is where you would add air if it was needed, and that would be by the manufacturer specification, which should be written on the side of the tire. Okay, and then you're going to say your rim is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no welds or repairs. And you're going to say your lug nuts and bolts. There's no shiny trails or streaks indicating looseness, so you make sure they're tight. Okay, and then this is saying your hub cap is on tight, it's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. You're not going to have to do this on test day, but if you wanted to check the level in here, you would pop this off and you would stick your finger in. It should go that far in, and there should be that much grease on your finger. If there isn't, then you will have to add grease. And this has a knobby here that comes off, and you can add grease in it. Those back there are sealed hubs. Not all trailer tires are sealed hubs either, so you have to keep that in mind while you're out there. Your company specific will tell you whether you have to check them or not. Make sure that they're not leaking. All right, so we're right. All right, you want to help me
Close it back.
close that, and then we'll lock it up. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm ready? Yep. I actually like these better, strap-wise. Okay, so you got your turn signal. All right, turn signal, it's amber in color, properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Your mirror and brackets, and your all bolts are present, nuts and bolts, clean and clear. Your with the key, because we don't have the key. We're going to open it, close it, make sure the handle's working. Once you open it, you got to check the hinges in here. Okay, you're going to make sure they're properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, or no missing nuts or bolts. On the inside of the door, you're going to check your door seals are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and there's no rubber missing. Okay. Reflector intact, red and color clean. Where are we saying a reflector? I'm all over the place today, sorry. Window operates oh, that's on the inside of the door, my bad. Red reflector. Window operates properly and is clean. You see how it's like moving along real fast. Once you memorize this, it'll go real fast. All right, you have your emergency equipment. Your fire extinguisher is right in here. It's properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's 10 BC or ABC. You have your spare fuses, which is either up in the dash up top there or on top of the red 3 reflective triangles, bi-directional triangles. Okay. Battery box cover. Okay. There's your batteries. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Wire connections not loose and no cuts, cracks, or frays. Tight and no corrosion. Caps on tight and no leaks. Okay. All right, and this is your diesel exhaust fluid. The cap's on tight, and the rubber's attached, and there is a chain or a rubber thing holding it on there. And fuel tank. Right along, fuel tank, caps on tight, rubber's present, chain intact. So you're gonna take that off with your gloves. Test day, you don't have to do that. Make sure there's no leaks, Okay. Cab airbags. All right, where are you? All right,
That's
cab.
Black.
What's that?
That's the
yeah,
black
this is
ones.
your cab airbags. Yep, cab airbags. They do leak and they do break once in a while. Not that often, but they do. So you want to say that the airbags are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and the mounts are holding them on there. We already mentioned the exhaust, and we said cab airbags and mounts. Airlines, you're mentioning on this side, so that's how it should be. So you're going to mention your electrical line here, and then you have your air lines, which following your air lines are right here. You make sure there's no cuts, cracks, or frays in them, and there's no leaking. Okay. All right. Now it's saying about the rubber grommets. Okay, so we'll follow it over here. You have your sorry, I'm used to my other pre-trip. This one is for ACT. I'm used to the McCann ones. Excuse my all over the ness here. This is your glad hands. Okay, and then you're gonna make sure the rubber grommet's present or not bent or coming out of there. Okay, so when you put these back on, you have to be at a 90 degree. You put them on. Sometimes you got to fight with them to put them back on there. All right. Again, you pull this out also. Check your electrical line. Make sure there's no prongs broken off inside there, and make sure it's clean. Okay. And again, you check the other one. Electrical line. Catwalk area is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no debris, nothing loose. Your side steps are properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. You're going to say your frame is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There are no illegal holds or wells. You're going to say your drive shaft. That's that big long thing in there. There could be 3, and there could be U-joints up to 6. It doesn't have that on here. Okay, so those are your U-joints there, and that's your drive shaft. see. All right, leaf spring or control arm. Okay, so this is your, there's a leaf spring right in here, and then this is like a control arm holding it on here. So this is the leaf springs down in there, and this is a control arm here. Okay, I don't know if you can see that with that. And also there's a control arm back there. You can see it a little bit better.
Like the leaf spring. This is the leaf
That's
spring.
the leaf, and that's
and
the control arm. Yes, great. That's even better. All right. Spring control arm and mount. Arm and mount. I got that. Okay, so that's the arm, and then you're going to mention also the mounting. Okay. And U-bolts. Not broken, cracked, or damaged, or none missing. Your shock absorber. You should have your shock tower, which is right.
It's right here.
Right there, right by the airbag. So if you put the camera in there, you can see shock tower is. You see the big airbag right there, the bellow. Right alongside of it's the shock tower. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So you're going to mention that. You're going to say probably not secure, no broken, cracked, or damaged. No cuts, cracks, or frays in the airbag, and no audible leaks. Okay? Somehow I feel like we're missing something. They changed this around on me. I'm sorry. I'm talking to myself. All right. So now when you do the air, you're going to do your brake system again. You're going to just be pointing to it because it's very hard to see here. You're not going to be like a mechanic crawling underneath there with one of those slider things and looking at everything underneath there. You're going to just point in the direction where it is. You can see some of the things, but you can't see everything, okay? So, like, if you look here, okay, there's the air brake chamber, spring chamber, okay? That's that long piece right there. It's probably best you could see it right here.
From here.
Yeah.
That's the black piece. Right
Yeah,
here.
that thing right there. See it?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then these are your air hoses coming out. You see these? These are your air hoses. And this is part of that's the wiring for the ABS. Okay. And then this is air hoses here. Okay. Actually, you can see it better over there. Ooh, did I get fifth wheel grease on me? Okay. So this is for disc. Okay. This is brake chamber. Okay. So we got the brake chamber, the air hoses. Now, this is where you have to go by memory. So this stuff you're going to have to memorize. So you're going to mention the brake slack adjuster. Okay. It is upside down underneath there. And your slack adjuster and your push rod. So that's where you'd say slack adjuster is properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no more than 1 inch of play with the wheels chalked and the brakes released. And the clevis pin and clips are present. And you're going to make sure that you say the push rod is not bent, properly mounted, secured. Okay? Again, you're going to mention the brake linings on the inside. Properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, not less than 1/4 inch of lining present. It's very hard to see. You're going to get all full of grease if you really try to get in there. And you're going to say your brake drums, properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no cracks longer than 1/2 inch of width of the friction area. Okay, so 1/4 on the brake lining and 1/2 inch width of the friction area for the brake drum. No visible oil or grease in there. So now you're going to do a set of tires here. Don't forget to mention this. I didn't even see this. Yeah, your splash guard. You mention your set of tires now, okay? So your tires, where are we? Okay, tires are same size, same type on each axle. Minimum tread depth of 2/32 in all major grooves, even tread wear. They must be the same size and same type. Sidewalls, no bulges, cuts, cracks, or frays on all sides. And these are bud rims, bud spacing. Okay? So you want to make sure that there's nothing inside here that could get caught. So it's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. These can be retreaded and repaired in 2/32. All right. You're gonna say the valve stem is present. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The cap is on tight. You're gonna mention the rim. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No illegal welds. And you're gonna say that the air pressure appears sufficient, and it'll be at the manufacturer's specification. It'll be on the side of the tire. Okay. All right. And your lug nuts, properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. And your bull holes, I don't know why you have to say all that. Just say your lug nuts here. Lug nuts, properly mounted, secured. No shiny threads or looseness to indicate looseness. This is your drive axle seal. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and no missing nuts or bolts, and no leaks. So you're going to go right onto your coupling system. All right, your fifth wheel skid plate, that's your fifth wheel there. Okay, it's properly greased, not broken, cracked, or damaged. This is your apron. Okay, it's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Your fifth wheel release arm, that's your arm there. That's you pull that out. It's in the engaged position, and the bolts are in the locked position. Your sliding locking pins, properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. You're going to mention your slider platform. All right, this is your slider platform. That's that platform there. This is the whole platform. And you can tell this is one that has
tandem thing, the adjustment for it.
Yeah, it has the hose going back to it. Okay. Let's see. Pivot cotter pin. Okay, so that's your pivot cotter pin. That's your mount. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. In your fifth wheel position in turns, okay, it's 3 feet 0.3. That's not on the paper, but you remember that 303. Okay.
3 feet from
3 feet here, so you clear in turns. 0 from the fifth wheel to the apron, and 3 feet from the mud flap to the landing gear. Okay. Pins, pivot cotter pin. Okay, so if you go underneath here, you're going to look to make sure the jaws are locked around the kingpin and the jaws are secured, locked to a slider, airline, and cylinder. No audible leaks. All right, so there's your airline, which I mentioned that before. That's your airline and cylinder. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof, now I got 50 on me. Here we go. Yeah. All right, and now we're mentioning tractor rear. Your mud flaps and brackets are properly mounted, secured. No missing nuts or bolts, not touching the ground, and no more than 8 inches from the ground. All right, your tail lights, reflectors, your reverse light, and your license plate light are all properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. And they're all clean and clear, and all the lenses are intact. See how I just grouped all that together? And I didn't mention all that jargon there. All right, front of trailer. All right, so now you look at the top. Their clearance lights are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The lens is intact. They're amber in color. This is your header board. It's properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No bulges or holes. Again, we're mentioning the airlines and glad hands. No audible leaks. Grommets are present in good condition. This is your electrical box. It is properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The plug is fully seated. There's no contaminants, no missing or broken pins. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. I don't know why they have it on here twice. Okay, sorry. Registration holder. It's right here. Oh, look at that. Gonna need a new registration. Yeah. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged.
That's registration for the trailer, right?
Yeah, we need a new one. Up to date, which I can't even tell because it's all like shredded in there. And this is your inspection sticker. Okay, it's up to date. And sticker's up to date. All right, I mentioned the trailer apron already. I mentioned the kingpin already. Sidewall overall condition, no holes, damage, missing rivets, or bolts or any holes. So you're gonna make sure there's no holes, missing rivets, or anything like that. You have your reflective tape, no less than 50% of the trailer covered. Trailer covered and clean. Floor, make sure there's no holes, nothing hanging. These are, they call them floor supports on here, but these are cross-member bars. So you'd actually look underneath, make sure the cross-member bars are attached and there's no holes in the flooring. Okay? All right, and they call them, make sure they're not bent or twisted or missing hardware. Okay, so now we're going to the landing gear. All right, the other side is where the landing gear is. The crank handle placed in the hanger. You're going to mention the legs, supports, braces are not bent. The feet fully raised, and there's no rust at the bowl holes, and it's fully raised. Okay, coming down here, you have your turn signal. It's properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Lens is intact, amber in color and clean. You have your electrical lines. It must be 18 inches off the ground and not hung up by bare wires or clothing hangers. Some people do it that way. It's not supposed to be that. It's illegal. No cuts, cracks, or frays. Here's your sliding rails. All right, this is your tandem. That's what they mean. That's your tandems, your sliding rails. Remember we went over that. I gave you that paper. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No missing nuts or bolts or debris. The locking pins are in the fully seated position, and the pin release mechanism. There's two types. This is the push button, and there's one that has like an arm or like a lever. Okay. Trailer suspension system. Okay. Now, without me having to crawl under there. All right, you see the shock towers there already. You see your bellow, it's your airbag. See the shock tower? Right there is your brake chamber, actually, and there is that control arm, or they call it a torque arm. So it's your torque arm and mount, okay? So the torque arm is right behind where the shock tower is. You want to go in there and point to it? Watch your head and watch your back.
Okay, we have the shocks.
That's the shock, yep. Brake chamber. And that's your torque arm is right there, and the mount holding it on.
And all of that.
Yep. Thank you. All right.
Exactly.
And we mentioned the airbags, okay? No audible leaks, okay? Like I said, you're really not going to be crawling under there, but for this purpose, so you know where everything is, you know, it's good to get an idea where it all is so you know in your head. So we got through all of that. Now, you got to do a set of tires back here because this is not the same as those there. That's part of the tractor. This is part of the trailer, okay? So you're gonna, you can't see it. So you're gonna mention your brake air hoses and brake chamber. We saw the brake chamber, that you could see. There's brake air hoses, there's no audible leaks. You're gonna mention your slack adjuster and your push rod, and you're gonna mention that there's no more than 1 inch of free play with the brakes released and no missing nuts or bolts. And the clevis pin and clips are present on the inside of the tire. Properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, not less than 1/4 inch of lining, or that doesn't sound like it's...
1/4 inch for the
Yeah, it's
brake.
got to be 1/4 inch of lining present. That's what I'm going to say. Brake drum, properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no cracks longer than 1/2 of the width of the friction area. Again, no visible oil or grease in the brake lining or drum area, which could indicate a leaking wheel seal. Tires, again, going to do a set of tires. Tires are the same size, same type. They can be retreaded and repaired. There are 2/32 in all major grooves. There's even tread wear. The sidewalls, checking all the sidewalls, making sure there's no cuts, cracks, or frays, no bulging. The air pressure appears sufficient by the manufacturer specification, which would be on the side of the tire again. This has bud spacing. You want to make sure that the bud spacing, there's nothing in there, no debris, and make sure there's a proper spacing. Your metal valve stem is not broken, cracked, or damaged, and the cap is on tight, and that's where you would add air if needed. You're going to mention your rim. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no illegal welds or repairs, and they are bud rims. Okay, it's 2 tires with a space in between. It's a bud rim. No debris between the duals. Lug nuts and bolt holes and lug nuts properly mounted, secured. Nothing broken, cracked, or damaged. None missing. No rust or shiny threads, which could indicate looseness. You wrote that twice. Okay. It's a mouthful. You know. All right. So your hub is properly mounted, secured. This is a hubometer. This is where you don't need to mention this here, but this is just for your common knowledge that it'll ask for the mileage off the trailer. Okay, and this is your hub. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, no leaks, and filled with oil to above the add mark. Marker light is properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and you have your ABS. Okay. Properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. It illuminates for a couple of seconds when the ignition is turned to the on position. You have the rear of the trailer, okay? You have your 3 ID and 2 clearance lights. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. The lens is intact and they're red in color. You have your door. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no bulges. The door hinges. And latches, properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and doors open and close properly, no missing nuts or bolts, and latches secure. You have 100% reflective tape across the bottom of the doors. Okay, your tail lights are properly mounted, secure, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Your lens is intact and red in color and clean. You have your license plate and your license plate light. Your license plate is up to date and legible. Registration is up to date, and your license plate is intact. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged, and clean and clear in color. I'll be there in a minute. All right, bye. You're ready. At least I got this done for you. Okay, your DOT bumper is properly mounted, secured, or ICC bumper, we used to call it. It's properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's 100% reflective tape at the bottom and visible, and no more than 18 inches above the ground. And the mud flaps and brackets is properly mounted, secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. No missing nuts or bolts, and not touching the ground, a maximum of 8 inches above the ground. So this is where you would stand back here. You'd say the right side is the same as the left side. Would you like me to inspect that too? If they say no, this is where you say, can you help me, assist me with a light check? And that ends your pre-trip inspection.